Hello, everyone. This is Kerwin, and welcome to Travel Talk. Today's question comes from a reader, and the question is around what happens if the airline loses my bag and I have onward journey? What happens? Do they have to deliver it? Let's find out. Okay, so I'll give you the exact question that was asked, and it says, I want to fly an airline A to say Rome and spend 4 days there, then continue to say Tunisia for 10 days, but on a different airline. When I arrive in Rome, I don't get my luggage. In fact, it's time for my flight to Tunisia on airline B, which is the next airline. Is airline A responsible for getting my bags to Tunis? Or will I be wearing the same t-shirt and flip-flops for 10 days in Tunis? Well, first, you shouldn't really travel in t-shirts and flip-flops, but that's a whole other story. But it's your question is very valid. So the airlines, airline A, airline B, two different airlines, unless they have some type of interline agreement, or an interline agreement just means that the two airlines have come to some sort of agreement. So it means that you can what they call through check your bag. So you can check your bag in at your destination, and then it'll end up in your other at your origin, and it end up in your destination, even though you connected or stopped somewhere. But in this case, this doesn't apply, but that just explaining that it's two separate transactions. So airline A has nothing to do with airline B, especially since they're probably not even on the same ticket, or maybe they are, because if you bought it from a travel agency, then they're more likely to be on the same ticket. However, because you are stopping for a few days and the airline didn't deliver your bag to you, they still have to deliver your bag to you. And so theoretically, they are supposed to deliver it to Tunisia because that's where you're going to be. You got to Tunisia, but they took it. They took you to Rome, and they took your bag to Rome. They should have delivered it to you, but they didn't because it wasn't there. And so once they find it, they need to deliver it to wherever you are. Sometimes that's actually back where you started because you've already completed your trip. And so when you fill out the baggage claim, there is first thing you would do a baggage claim when you arrive in Rome that you don't have your bags. Then what you would do is you'd have to put where you want them to deliver it when it arrives. And that could be anywhere, right? Now, since you would have probably put your hotel, because you're going to be in Rome for a few days, thinking your bag was going to get delivered on time. And since this is not the case, then what you have to now do, you have to update that baggage claim. So you need to call the airline, let them know that you are no longer in Rome, you're now going to be in Tunisia, and then they should be able to get you your bag. Now, I say should be able to because not every airline is this quote unquote sophisticated, and it all depends on what's in their contract of carriage. At worst, they need to deliver it back to where you originated. But I don't know if all airlines will deliver it to your destination. They should, because they're the ones that delivered it, that didn't deliver it on time as they should. So the best advice for a situation like this would be, like I said, do the claim when you arrive, and then update the claim if you're going to be moving, because this happens all the time. People don't just take one airline and then they hop and do a whole bunch of other things, especially when the first airline you took doesn't fly to the second destination you're staying. So there's no way you could have used them in any way to get there. So make the claim, update the claim, and then that's as best as I could advise. It is going to vary by airline. It shouldn't, but it does. And what you end up doing is get travel insurance also. I know the travel insurance doesn't protect everything, but at least, you'd be able, in a case like this, the travel insurance should cover you. The airline also has, you can make a claim with the airline, and they will give you an allotment, a daily allotment, I think it is, of how much you can spend. And some airlines you can spend, and then you fill out a reimbursement form. Again, some airlines are more sophisticated than others, and so you may not get the same level of service with each airline. I hope this helped, and just also get travel insurance. This has not happened to me yet, because I don't check bags a lot. The few times I've checked a bag, they've actually left it behind, which is really weird. And but now, they have ear tags, or I think there's something for Samsung as well. Thing with these though is that you have the information, but the airline doesn't have the information, so you kind of need to work. I see a lot of things online where people are like, "Well, how come I know where my bag is and you don't know where my bag is?" The system is not as simple as you think it is. It is very, very complex. The airlines, if you think maybe a little over 50% or so people check bags, and an average person will check 2 bags. It adds up how much bags is in the system. I visited one of the baggage places in Houston here, and I was amazed at how many bags are in this room. And this is the room before it gets to the 30 days, and then they have to give it to somebody else, and then they take it out and sell the stuffs. There's a whole other process. I need to do a whole video about that. But I'm amazed. One thing is interesting. The bags behind me here, there are 3 different colors, but most bags are black. And so you walk into this room and you see floor to ceiling, and it's like about a 2-story tall building. And floor to ceiling is bags, and about 90% of them are black. And so it's really difficult for people to find things that people don't label. They don't have their names on the outside. They don't have a tag. And, the tags are much better now. They don't really fall off like they used to. Although I don't even think I think they just get ripped is sometimes what happens, or sometimes your bag gets tagged to the wrong city. But that's a whole other video I should do about, why do bags really get lost? But this is a great question. Thank you so much for asking it. And I hope I was able to somewhat shed some light on it. This is Kerwin with PassRider.com, cruisingnaturally.com for another episode of Travel Talk. Talk to you soon.